Que rollo pollos, and welcome to another episode in the land of the pollos. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a good one. All right, first and foremost, I finally got Benito inside this crater. So I think today's episode is going to be all about getting him situated in a little base. So that's going to be the goal for today's video. And then after that, in another video, I think that's when I'll start focusing on expanding the base and also just working on this crater to make sure it's as safe as possible. I did do some work off camera, as you could probably tell. I started by lighting up the crater more with torches and whatnot. I also started putting saplings everywhere inside the crater, so hopefully, in the next couple of episodes, this crater's just surrounded by a cherry blossom forest, which is going to be so cool. All right, but first, let me show you what I did off camera before I start building Benito's house. All right, so I did add a bridge with, I don't even know why I used the same materials as the house, but it kind of worked out nicely. I think it looks pretty cool. And I thought instead of a pink fence, maybe I could use a different texture and color of pink. So I just went with some glass panes as the railings. It's not as safe as if it was just fences, but I kind of like how it looks. And inside, all I did was make the floor pink plank and then added the windows. I think I'm going to expand this way, so this shouldn't get in the way entirely. I was actually thinking of having multiple little huts like this in the area, and then each hut would be a certain something. So, like, one of them will be like a bedroom, and then one of them will be the place to, use your furnace room after mining, and then just like a storage area. Yeah, instead of just having like a big base, that's one of the ideas. But who knows? Maybe I'll just make one big cherry base in the center here. I'm not really sure. I also don't know if I want to keep the windows inside pink. It does seem like a little too much pink in here. I'm not sure. But maybe once there's some furniture and items in here, it's going to look different. But yeah, so this is what I did off camera. I also don't even know if the roof was in last episode, but I did just do a simple roof last episode that was not symmetrical, and now it's a little more symmetrical, as you can tell. So I don't know what went wrong there, but I kind of like how this complements the logs and whatnot. All right, so let's get started on Benito's house. I like the idea of him being, well, what do you think, Benito? See, I'd actually let him roam free in this crater before I tied him up to this fence post. And he kind of remained in this area, the grassy area. So I think this is where his place is going to be. What we could do is have him kind of have a home attached to the wall here. So let's stay away from fences because Benito is not just a chicken. He is our pet chicken and he is our friend. So we got to make sure he has a home just like I have. So maybe we can start with a similar design. Ooh, what we could do is maybe his will be 1 block wide, something like this. There we go. And then it'll attach to the stone wall back here, and then we can just input um, some interior wall here. So maybe we will do, how does this look? And then we'll axe that like we did on the house. And yeah, I'm kind of just going with the flow. I don't really have a plan in mind. I kind of like how that looks. Benito's not the uh, tallest little thing in the world. So I think that might suffice for what we're going for. Let's go ahead and get some slabs for the roof. I think you're going to love this, Benito. Or should we do, oh, I know what we might be able to do is stairs and do that kind of, it's almost like a hut, a nice little hut made out of cherry wood. Oh, no, that's not the correct way. I think these sunflowers have something to do with me not. Oh no. See how terrible I am at this? I think the sunflowers are getting in the way of my build here. But how does that look? Oh, I kind of like how that looks, actually. I'm really liking using the stairs instead. I think it gives a nice, cool vibe. A nice little hut-like. Oh, look how nice that is. What should we do for the top, though? Because if it's going to be... Should the top just be regular plank? How does it look if it's just regular plank? Huh. I don't know if I like that. Let's see what it would look like if we did slabs instead. Um, if I don't like the slabs, I might make the dimensions a little more different on the hut, just so those stairs can line up perfectly. But who knows? Let's see how the... Is this going to look nice? Oh yes, I actually do like that a lot better. And then maybe for the floor, we should actually keep it grass because we cannot forget that Benito loves to put his... What do chickens have? Chicken feet? Yep, I was about to say rubber feet, but yeah, chicken feet on the grass here, so we'll keep it kind of like that. I really like how this is turning out. So now what we could do, before we get him situated in here, why don't we give him a nice little work of art? A little work of art so Benito feels like it's a home. Nice little work of art. And then what we could do is add a chest full of seeds so that Benito doesn't get too peckish. Let's get some sticks, and then we're gonna make... Should we do an item frame or should we do a regular painting? If we do the item frame, we could put a feather inside. Yeah, I like the idea of an item frame, actually. Let's go find a piece of leather, and then we'll put a feather inside the item frame. And because that's just Benito's vibe. Benito's all about, you know, keeping things stylish, keeping things fine and divine, just like his owner, Joshy Poodoo. Here's some leather, and then here's some more seeds. Perfecto. I love it. I love it. And who knows? Maybe we'll expand Benito's home in the future. You know, it depends on what Benito wants. But he traveled all this way with me from where we started out on this world, and that's it's got to count for something. So, and I just, for some reason, I can just tell something is special about Benito. I can't quite put my finger on it, but something's so special about Benito, and I don't know exactly what it is yet. All right, so let's make the item frame, and I don't know if we should put a feather or we should put an egg. Maybe we'll change it every once in a while. I like the idea of putting a... You know what? Let's do an egg, because I don't actually have a feather right now. So that's Benito's egg. He actually laid that egg. I don't know if that happened on camera or off camera, but that was actually Benito's. All right, and then what we might be able to do is put the fence post in here, and then we'll make this. We can make this just regular planks. Yeah, let's do that. Ooh, what is this? Pink candle. Yeah, I gotta explore what we could do with those. That seems pretty snazzy. All right, let's put the planks in here. And all we're gonna do now is, well, let's empty out our inventory so we're not too stockpiled up in here like this. And then let's go ahead and get the fence post. And first and foremost, okay, don't go anywhere, Benito. We want to make sure you stay close. Can I attach a fence post? I mean, can I attach a lead to this area? Does that work like that? Boom, bada bing, boom. Oh, does it work? Oh my gosh, should I put a... Yeah, why not? Let's put a fence here. Let's do... Is there a gate? Some type of gate so Benito can go on his walks, and then when he comes back, he'll close his gate when he's ready for Mimi's. How do I go about making this gate? I think I need sticks, and that's why it's not popping up. Here we go. Oh yeah, you guys are not ready for this. All right, Benito, let's get you inside. Let's get you inside your little hut. Perfect, and boom! I'm loving it, Benito. Goodness gracious. Look at you go. Look at you go, Benito. Here, why don't you look at me? Will you look at me if I hold some seeds? Does that further... Are you mad at me because I'm putting you in such a small area. Whenever you want to get out, Benito, you have the opportunity to. But I really like how this turned out. This is awesome. This is pretty great. All right, what you thinking, Benito?
I'm thinking I love it.
What in the world?
What? You never heard a talking chicken before, Joshy Poodoo? Come on now, I've been talking longer than you've existed in Land of the Boyles.
Oh my goodness. I had no idea you could speak, Benito. That is awesome. Goodness gracious. And what's that?
You deserve words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. All right. So you want to give me and our viewers words of wisdom every episode?
Yes,
Oh, I see. You want to give us words of wisdom because you traveled all this way with me. And also, actually, you got here before me, but you promised that you'd show up and you did. And because I gave you a house to live in and made you a little, oh, and you're giving me eggs too. And but it's because I gave you a hut. Is that the reason, Benito, that you feel so obliged to give words of wisdom? That is so kind of you. So at the start of every episode, I guess we'll get words of wisdom from Benito. That's perfect. Well, I think that's a beautiful way to end today's episode. And I'm just shocked. I did not know Benito could speak, but maybe he was waiting till he felt comfortable enough with us to share that little secret. Yeah. All right then. Thank you so much for watching. And it has been a great day in Land of the Foils. And until next time, hasta la vista.